This is Bill Downs of Victory Nutrition International, and today is March the 1st of 2016, and I'm very pleased to be able to present this webinar introducing ENZORB, which is a brand new product that we launched very recently. And before I start talking about ENZORB, I just want to take a couple minutes to set this up. This is a novel enzyme technology that most people aren't going to understand out of the gate. They just, when they're initially, people think of enzymes in terms of digestive enzymes or metabolic enzymes like SOD, superoxide dismutase, and glutathione and catalase and things like that. Enzymes are extremely important, as you're about ready to see. They have been in the industry for many, many years. Research on enzymes goes back to the early 1900s. But commercially, enzymes are pretty much confined to digestive enzymes and some antioxidant enzymes. So we're going to begin this today by introducing the launch of a breakthrough proprietary two-part system of protosomes and a product called Diet Essential. The protosomes are customized to be used exclusively and specifically with the product Diet Essential. And we're going to show you evidence that provides substantiation that ENZORB will revitalize your metabolism with its proteasome-activated multi-enzyme complex. And the claims that we've submitted to our attorneys and are supported by all the research is that ENZORB supports metabolism and digestion. And the reason I bring this up is I want you to see that metabolism is mentioned first. And essentially, digestion is a type of metabolism. It is part of all the metabolic actions of the body. But I wanted to draw your attention distinctively to digestion because there's some important benefits that are pretty much novel to the digestive process. So on other presentations, we talk about the proteasome technology. It's a patent-pending absorption technology, but I just want to revisit it here briefly. The tiny proteasome spheres that we make in our patent-pending preparation are saturated with free ions, bestowing unique, vital, and superior energetic properties and benefits on both the nutrient payload within the spheres as well as the surrounding tissue. The tiny proteasome spheres encapsulate a nutritional payload that starts absorption in the mouth for a quick lift of nutritional energy. They hold both fat and water-soluble nutrients, greatly enhancing their overall strategy. They protect their delicate nutrient contents from the harsh environment of the stomach, enabling more nutrients to reach the small intestine, where additional absorption also occurs. They increase the surface area of contact in the digestive system, helping them to cover a larger area of the small intestine where additional absorption of the nutrient payload takes place. So let's define metabolism first, because that's going to be the primary target of all the benefits. Metabolism is the chemical processes that occur within a living organism in order to maintain life. It is the sum of all biochemical transactions in the body needed for the assembly, disassembly, production, function, and disposal of molecules, cells, and tissues to fulfill their genetically mandated biological roles. Metabolism is how the body funds the ability of cells to use oxygen and water to make energy, to manage energy, and to eliminate waste. I need to stop for a second and ask the people that are on the line to please make sure that your phones are muted. We are not muting from this side because we're recording this, and we're going to get background noise if you don't mute your phone. If you're on the computer, please look up at the top of your computer and click on the microphone, because we're going to be getting feedback, and this will disrupt the presentation. So let's look at the role of enzymes. All of the hundreds of thousands of chemical transactions of metabolism leading up to the spontaneous burst of energy are executed by a vast array of enzymes. Translation, that means enzymes are very, very important. Among their many roles, enzymes are needed in the body, again, for the assembly and disassembly of all types of molecules, and this includes proteins, fats, and carbohydrates, to make perfectly structured molecules, cells, tissues, and organs, to perform every step of metabolism. Remember, metabolism is making energy, managing energy, eliminating waste, for all 372 trillion cells in the body to achieve optimal, genetically pre-programmed functions and the production of energy, for the management of energy and the removal of wastes. That's a big deal. So what happens when your enzyme activity begins to run out of gas, so to speak? You get metabolic fatigue. Metabolic fatigue happens when nutritional raw materials are insufficient to fund crucially needed enzymes, and metabolism becomes overburdened, sluggish, and impaired, resulting in a reduced ability for parts of the body to function properly. And it looks like that. So, surprise, surprise, something very interesting we found out. Chronic degenerative diseases are almost non-existent in wild animals. Conversely, domestic animals have the same kind and amount of chronic degenerative diseases as humans. In fact, money spent on animal diseases just about equals money spent on human diseases. Well, why is that? Because domestic animals eat refined processed foods, not raw live food, which is devoid of live active enzymes. That means there's no life in it. Refined processed food imposes a significantly greater strain on the digestive, endocrine, and immune systems than food that is alive with enzymes and in its natural state, and that leads to metabolic exhaustion. And here's what metabolic exhaustion looks like. That looks kind of like me, by the way. So, domestic animals' internal organs, as a result of this distress, are 2 to 3 times larger than their wild counterparts. For example, the pancreas, the salivary glands, the parotid gland, the spleen, the liver, the kidneys, etc. Domestic animals eat processed and heat-treated enzyme-dead foods, which causes organ distress. Wild animals eat fresh, raw food, supplying live food enzymes, which is organ-sparing. So, to deal with the burden of refined agribusiness, heated foods that the body's digestive system, the organs in the digestive system, have to bear the entire burden of disintegrating and dissolving all of the refined, processed, dead foodstuffs. This process imposes strenuous efforts to convert dead foodstuffs into living tissue. The result is this causes strained and much larger internal organs. So here's an example of what happens in humans. There's a healthy liver, there's a fatty liver, and there's an enormous cirrhotic liver. So you can see from healthy, fatty, and cirrhosis the gradual increase in size because of the strain. As a matter of fact, when doctors do what they call palpating, they're checking for organomegaly, big organs. So the standard American diet is a major problem that creates a nearly insurmountable barrier to achieving optimal health. And believe it or not, you can't exercise or medicate this problem away. In fact, excessive exercise just makes the problem and your health much worse. So let's look at some research. One of the studies that I examined, the Potter Metabolic Clinic in Santa Barbara, California, regularly obtained a high percentage of favorable responses in indigestion, abdominal gas, eczema, hives, and other conditions with large doses of enzymes. And I need to interject here that we're talking about metabolism, which is all, the skin, the digestive system, the brain, the lungs, the heart, the spleen, the eyes, the nose, the toes, everything. All the cells in the body, all 372 trillion cells, are subjected to metabolic activity. So the degree of response from this high dose of enzyme may be judged from the following table. So out of 34 cases of bronchial asthma, 88% improved. Out of 12 cases of asthma caused by food intake, 92% improved. Out of 42 cases of eczema, 83% improved. 19 cases of hay fever, 80% improved. 11 cases, 11 individuals with loose bowels, 100% improved. 54 individuals with normal weight, all of them remained constant. 29 individuals that were overweight, 93% lost weight. 197 people that were underweight, 91% gained weight to normal. 29 individuals with hives, 86% of them improved. I mean, these are dramatic from enzymes. These are results that have just been lost, that people are ignoring. Professionals, health professionals are ignoring and are using medications and other types of nutritional supplements to try and resolve. And here's the fact. Everyone is born with a certain genetic capacity or potential to manufacture enzymes. This is called the enzyme reserve. It's also known as the enzyme or metabolic bank account. So imagine that it's like being born with $10,000 in the bank to use for your life. When the money is gone, your life's over. So the consumption of refined, heated, and processed food consistently, persistently overdraws and depletes our enzyme reserve. As the enzyme reserve diminishes, the quality of life diminishes and chronic diseases develop. Ultimately, severe end-stage disease results. And finally, when total enzymatic bankruptcy occurs, life is over. So, we need desperately to replenish the enzyme reserve in order to reactivate and revitalize metabolism. Introducing Enzorb. VNI's patent-pending proteasome absorption technology, along with Diet Essential, VNI's proprietary multi-enzyme complex. When you mix these two together in water, Enzorb gets rapidly absorbed into the body's tissues, resupplying, reboosting, redepositing in the enzyme reserve, and supports and boosts metabolic functions and promotes metabolic strength and vitality. So Enzorb is rapidly absorbed into the blood, supports digestion of proteins, fats, and carbohydrates. By the way, one of the studies that I looked at, and I looked at over 700, when individuals took large amounts of enzymes by mouth, they took blood serum samples and they found that their blood serum levels didn't really change that much. There were modest variations in blood serum levels from large doses of orally ingested enzymes, and they were time sensitive. They were rapid, and then they diminished if there were changes in the blood. Then the same individuals, they checked their stool, their fecal samples, and urine samples to see if there were large amounts of enzymes being excreted, and there were only modest increases in enzymes being excreted. So where'd they go? Back into the tissues to recharge and deposit into the depleted enzyme reserve. So Enzorb is active throughout the pH range of the entire digestive system. It supports intestinal health, and proper digestion of foodstuffs is essential to bowel regularity. It is formulated with stable, acid-resistant enzymes for optimal digestive support. There are no tissue enzymes. There's no ox bile and trypsin, chymotrypsin, pepsin, none of that stuff. These enzymes work through the entire GI tract. And importantly, it promotes metabolism. So Enzorb, the diet essential, will revitalize your metabolism with its proteasome-activated multi-enzyme complex. Again, this supports metabolism and digestion. And I'm always saying metabolism first because digestion is simply another step of metabolism. Enzorb is not a weight loss product. However, changes in body composition can occur, which is why every kit, you have the 2 bottles of Enzorb, comes with a tape measure. So we don't want you to get on a bathroom scale. The bathroom scale is your enemy. If you want to evaluate the incidental changes in your body composition, should they occur, you want to use a tape measure because muscle is heavier than fat. As a matter of fact, water is heavier than fat. Anybody that ever made beef stew or beef soup or chicken soup knows the fat rises to the top. So and fat is survival insurance. So the last thing to go is fat. The first thing to go is water, and then possibly stored sugar as glycogen, and then muscle tissue, and then fat. So these people that get on the bathroom scale, a week after they're taking a weight loss product, which, by the way, 100% of weight loss products fail more than 95% of the time in 2 to 5 years, because they work by either depriving the body of calories in one way, deprivation, stimulating either the central nervous system or some aspect of digestive, cell metabolism, or elimination, 20 pounds of fecal matter clogging up your colon, so let's blow it out, or excessive exercise. So people are engaging in extreme behavior, and we saw already that depletes the enzyme reserve. We have to correct metabolism, nourish metabolism, turn off survival panic in order to promote optimal metabolic function and eliminate metabolic fatigue and metabolic exhaustion. So Enzorb is not a weight loss product, but changes in body composition can occur. So what is relevant here? The important point is, for those of you that are listening and know VNI, you know that we are passionate about our products and our product science. Your most valuable assets that VNI will not waste, risk, or put in jeopardy are your time. It is an investment you can never get back. Your credibility, your reputation, your relationships, your health, and your finances. These are too precious to us, and we know they're precious to you, and we will never have you waste, risk, or put those in jeopardy. Keep in mind that VNI enjoys less than 1/100% of product returns. That is an astounding and unprecedented industry achievement. This extraordinarily low return rate is evidence of the respect that we have for you and your valuable assets that we just mentioned up here. This ensures greater customer satisfaction, customer loyalty, and a genuinely abundant harvest for your efforts. So please join us in our mission of making a genuine contribution to create a better quality of life for as many people as possible by improving health, restoring hope, and building abundance. Thank you.